topic which he has set for innovation, creativity, transformation in the turbulent times of COVID-19. So as we all generally understand, and we have already witnessed, that most of the cases, 255 million people globally, they have lost their jobs. In Pakistan only, if you observe, close to 20 million people have lost their jobs. I was just reading a paper which was saying that 1.6 billion students from schools, colleges, and universities, they were out of the school during this pandemic. So the same would happen with the industry as well, with the academia, higher education institute as well. So what challenges primarily in your own respective industries that you observe? For example, maybe we can start from Mr. Respectable Imran Masood Saab, especially for higher education institute during this turbulent times. Sir.
Well, it has been very challenging, especially the online activity. If you want to go on to innovation and start adopting the new trends and technologies, you'll have to pay the price also. Especially in the industry, there are many layoffs because of the online activity. But then you have to live with this. There was a research recently by one of the American researchers on this pandemic, days. He who would not go digital will be left behind. So this is the biggest notion that we have now. All this industry, whether it is Coke or Nestle, the online shopping, the e-commerce, the e-ticketing, everything is going e now. So they'll have to be more compatible, and they'll have to make their policies which are more productive. And so this challenge has to be taken now. Anything which is new, which has to be adopted, which comes with new rules also, with new culture also. But I think the whole world, we have seen many companies who have collapsed, and especially the hospitality sector was the hardest hit, where people had no ticketing, no tourism, the airlines went broke, the hotels were at a standstill. It was very difficult for them to sustain. The overheads were very big. They went for the layoffs. For embracing these new innovations and new technologies, one has to pay the price. And I think, but then again, there is a great sort of opportunity also for those people who have started their own portals, their own service portals. There are many startups, there are many companies which have come up with these new ideas during this pandemic challenge, and they have made a lot of money also. So I think with these changing times, we'll have to also change our own mindset also.
That's very true.
By adopting new technologies, by creating those systems if you take a university sector, we have created a system where everything is online now. We have the LMS system now, we have the software, and we are using AI to even learn more and to be more presentable and to be more effective in our schools, in our colleges, and especially in our universities. So I think this challenge has to be taken, and when you want to be, get to that stage, so you need to compete then. So compatibility and to be in this competition by getting on to these new technologies is a must now. So I would strongly profess that we'll have to adopt these new technologies and new innovations. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Yousaf. So can we have the verdict from Dr. Faisal Hashmi as well? How do you see, especially in the FMCG sector, with respect to not specifically Coke, but maybe some other organizations as well, how they have seen this challenge of this during these turbulent times?
Thank you, Ji. Thank you very much. So like I think for the FMCG sector, if I speak about my company, so we were actually thinking on these grounds before the pandemic, and every time we were actually receiving some reluctance from the board, and people were saying that how it is possible that Coke would be delivering online or like a Food Panda or some other. So like this is not possible. So our traditional system is very accurate, delivering the products to the shops, and then the people are coming over there and they are buying the goods. So I think this pandemic has changed the world, uh, and I believe that most of the FMCG companies they remained in the positive side. In the sense like if I speak about my company, like we maintained our volumes when other companies were in difficulties. So
Right.
we changed the strategies, like we extended the credits to our customers for, let's say, initially we were giving, let's say, 3 months credit, we extended it to the 6 months to 9 months.
Right.
So we were actually supporting their business to survive, and ultimately our business survived. And then we switched to the, Imran Masood Sahib is saying, to the e-commerce. That was the first time in Pakistan, and maybe first time in the world as well. So initially we were thinking that the Coke would be delivered through drones, but everyone was laughing. And now I think the time has come that maybe in some parts of the world this would have been started.
Exactly, already started.
So like now you can get Coke at your doorstep in 20 minutes through Food Panda. So that, I think this is one positive side of this pandemic. That
Exactly.
companies change the strategies. They brought the e-commerce in their day-to-day work, and they are maintaining the
Very
values.
right, very rightly said, because then we have already witnessed that technology and innovation has really brought a lot of changes, not only in the way we operate our business, in the way we live our life as well, the way we go to schools, the way we study, the way we now even sleep as well, because now it is all digital in a way. It's just set the platform in a different way. So taking it forward from here, so as we have seen that innovation and creativity has actually helped a lot of brands. So all the organizations who have not done, not being innovative or not being very creative, they were actually on the downside. So how importance, or what kind of importance you see in your respective industry? Specifically, I would like to ask our colleague from Nestle, Nawaz Saab. Because Nestle being FMCG company, so what kind of being innovative they were in these turbulent times, so that the world had business that they have maintained the growth as Coca-Cola were able to maintain?
Thank you, Dr. As my colleague speaker, they have already mentioned, this was, all of a sudden change. So I think the biggest challenge was for SMEs. A bigger company like Nestle or the other, I think we have already well equipped on the technology side. So for us, it was not a big change on that side. But being a food manufacturer, I think for us, and I'm particular from quality management side. So for us, it was really the challenge. On one side, we have to provide the food to the customer. But on the other side, when it was limited knowledge. So we have also fear in ourselves about this transmission of the COVID. How really to protect our own people, in fact, because you see they are producing the food, but we have to also ensure their own safety as well as the safety of the product. So I think being a food manufacturer particularly, because the transmission, world has very little knowledge. So at that time, the challenge was also to make safe food. On the technological side, as is already mentioned, world has changed now. It's not going back to the same level where we were before.
Very true.
And initially, it was looking like how really we will be working, work from home, or how to run the
Exactly.
technology. There were some projects also ongoing, but how really to make them successful. But thanks to the technology, I think now this is much more easy, particularly for the company that have embraced this change. So even sitting somewhere in any part of the world, you can still run your project on time. You can see online. In other to academia where we attend the lecture.
Exactly.
But same is with the industry. some people sitting in Switzerland, they can still see how to commission the line, how to run the machine, which buttons you have to press. I think that is really the, I mean, value of the technology. That is adding value and making it successful. And I think the change is happened there. Now important is for us to adopt that change and
Exactly.
embrace it, and then even getting ready for bigger challenge than this one. So that I would like
Exactly.
to add.
Very right, very right.
I have a question now,
Doctor.
with your permission.
Please.
My question to Coke and Nestle is that did their sales, it came down in the pandemic, or they sustained their sales? Because their brands are excellent, you know, in terms of marketing and brands, it's an established brand. So just a quick question that आपकी sales ऊपर गई थी कि नीचे आ गई?
So fairly speaking, Imran Sahab, like we maintained our volumes. So like the other companies, there was a big drop, but at least for Coke, we maintained our volumes, the last year volumes.
Yeah, thank you, Imran Sahab, on behalf of the SR side. Basically, frankly, during this pandemic, with all those challenges, because our product portfolio is quite wide and quite big, our company really performed better than before. And this was also in Nestle Pakistan, as well as globally. Maybe you are following on that one. So Nestle is the, I mean, number one in the performance side with all its competition. And I give the credit, frankly, about the technology, because we guys were already well prepared. Although there were many challenges on particularly on the supply chain side, because availability of the raw material, some very basic needs like sanitizer, you know, at that time how it was really impacting. But thanks to our R&D and the technology, I think we were well prepared, and our company performed much better than before even.
Very right. Thank you, Dr. Saab, for asking this question, because again, see, you have asked the companies who have very much set processes already, innovation as part of their organizational process. So maybe my next question to Mr. Farooqi would be that how do you see that how we can make innovation as part of our organization process? So why, if Nestle can do it, if Coca-Cola can do it, if other companies who have actually grown their business into this pandemic, they have done it. So how the other companies, the local businesses, they can also do it. How they can make innovation and creativity as part of their organizational process.
Thank you very much. I would first of all say one thing. We are thinking that pandemic has created jobless people, has made people jobless. I think it is basically not the working from home culture, rather the reduction of the business. If I talk about my own organization, I would say that my organization has earned historic profit in this 1 year. We have produced
Excellent.
largest amount of product in this period. And initially, bare minimum people, I would say about 30% people were allowed to come to work, 70% people were set to work from home.
Work from home.
And I worked for 3 months, I worked from home. We have identified one thing, that is, we don't have to be physically present. Not everybody has to be physically present. I would say our supply chain, our marketing, our accounts and finance, our HR, or I would say HR, these are the people who don't physically need to be present at the
At
operations.
the premises, exactly.
If they are not physically present, then you don't need work space for them. You can save money from there. You don't need air conditioning for them. You save a lot of money from that. You don't have to transport everybody to factory. Then you save a lot of money from that. And probably that
Very
was
right.
one of the reasons that we earned the maximum historic profit in this period. The one thing that innovation in this regard is that most of us are employees. In my organization, from CEO to bottom, everybody is employee. So probably we fear that we will be jobless if we work from home. If we continue to work from home, the board or the superior chairman and people would say they are unnecessary.
They are not working, exactly.
Probably that was the reason why we were asked to come back. The fact is that if we continue to work from home, adopt that online connectivity with the organization. We can not only save a lot of money, we have saved a lot of money, but it would be a new norm. This would be the way we should work. We are back at work, we have to travel for more than 1 hour to reach to our plant.
Exactly.
And people from various cities go there. If I work from home, now if I am physically present, I am considered on job. But when I is home, my results were considered I am on job.
I'm on job. Exactly.
Now I am on job, everybody sees me, okay, I have an eye scanner, I am on job. But then I had to produce results. I think
Very
that is
right.
the thing which is needed. Organizations should not be feared of losing the jobs. Instead, they should focus that actual results are being produced when you are mentally available at your work.
Thank you so much. Let me take it forward with Mr. Rai Masood Kharal Sahab as well. Sir, how do you see specifically in the public sector like LESCO, this innovation process or this change process, how they have worked actually, how it will work there as well? Was work from home was a blessing, or was there was no work from home, or how it was inculcated into that part of the area?
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। इससे पहले कि मैं सवाल का जवाब दूं या अपने पार्टिसिपेंट्स को एडअप करूं, उससे पहले मैं स्पिरिट यूनिवर्सिटी का बड़ा मशकूर हूं कि उन्होंने ये इस तरह का इवेंट वो पिछले 12 साल से कर रहे हैं। उसका बहुत शुक्रिया। मेरी PIQC की मैनेजमेंट या फिर डॉक्टर मूसा साहब बैठे, उनका बड़ा मशकूर हूँ, और डॉक्टर फ़ारूकी साहब, सब लोगों का बड़ा मशकूर हो कि मुझे इन लोगों में बैठ के बात करने का मौका मिला। आई एम रियली थैंकफुल डॉक्टर फरजाना साहब।
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much.
अब मैं थोड़ा सा प्रिविलेज लूँगा उर्दू में कि मेरा तल्लक सरकार से है, और सरकार भी लेस्को है, और लेस्को ने इस पेंडेमिक में किस तरह काम किया, किस तरह चेंज को अडॉप्ट किया। मैं इसको आपको एक वाक़े से शेयर करूँगा। 2000 पे हमारे सिस्टम के अंदर कंप्यूटर को लाया गया, और उस कंप्यूटर को लाने में हमारे ऑलमोस्ट हर दफ्तर में स्ट्राइक हो गई कि ये कंप्यूटर की वजह से हमारा स्टाफ जो है वो ले ऑफ हो जाएगा, हमारे बंदे काम नहीं कर सकेंगे। हमें जो मैनेजमेंट में लोग थे, हमें उनको मोटिवेट करना पड़ा, उनको समझाना पड़ा। कुछ लोगों की पॉलिसी पे अमल करते हैं, हमें वो कंप्यूटर से उनको मनाना पड़ा। वो बड़ा लंबी स्टोरी। ये पेंडेमिक की जो चेंज है, ये ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन जो चेंज है, ये मेरे ख्याल में हर एक को आंखें बंद करके इसको अडॉप्ट करना पड़ा। इसके अलावा कोई चारा ही नहीं था। लेस्को लाहौर इलेक्ट्रिक सप्लाई कंपनी आप सबके, मैं कहता हूँ सबके दिलों के करीब है कि ये रोशनी दे रही है आपको। आप बाथरूम जाना, घर एंटर होना है, कमरे में पढ़ना है, लैपटॉप इस्तेमाल करना है, कोई भी टेक्नोलॉजी इस्तेमाल करनी है तो आपको सप्लाई की ज़रूरत है। अब वो लोग जो कंप्यूटर से खाइफ थे कि कंप्यूटर हमें ले ऑफ करेगा, उनको भी अल्टीमेटली इस सिस्टम पे ऑनलाइन जाना पड़ा। और जो हालात थे कि लाहौर या सिटी सारे बंद थे, हमें आपकी इलेक्ट्रिसिटी कंटिन्यूटी ऑफ सप्लाई बहाल करनी पड़ी। और हमने ऐसा तरीके से वो जो चेंज थी, टॉप लेवल ऑनलाइन आ गई, ऑनलाइन से मोबाइल पे आ गई, और उन जो हमारे सबॉर्डिनेट थे जिन्होंने ये गर्मी के अंदर, सर्दी के अंदर इन लाइंस पे काम करना था, उनको मोटिवेट किया। और इस बुरे तरीन हालात के अंदर भी हमने उस चेंज को अडॉप्ट करते हुए, जो पहले हम कंप्यूटर को नहीं एक्सेप्ट कर रहे थे, हमने उसको ट्रांसफॉर्म किया, मोटिवेट किया। ऑनलाइन ऑफिसर्स गए और नीचे वाले तब को मोटिवेट करके आपको कंटिन्यूटी ऑफ सप्लाई दी। और साथ साथ जो हमारा रेवेन्यू है, वो हमारा रेवेन्यू जो हम तो मंथली बिलिंग करते हैं, अगर 100 रुपये का हम किसी को बिल देते हैं اس میں سے ہم منتھ اینڈ پہ اس کا حساب کرتے ہیں کہ ہم نے کتنا لیا. تو ہمارا تو وہ چونکہ سب کچھ ہی کلوز ہے تو ہمارا تو آیا وہ 40% پہ. پھر ہم نے اس کو کچھ 7-8 انسٹالمنٹ کی کہ یہ پیریڈ جو ہے نکل جائے گا. تو میرا کہنے کا مقصد یہ کوشچن کا مطلب یہ تھا کہ یہ جو چینج آئی, یہ چینج تو ہر ایک کو ایکسیپٹ کرنی پڑی, اور وہ چینج جس کے لیے میں نے آپ کو ایگزامپل دی وہ اس کو بڑی مشکل سے اڈاپٹ کرنا پڑا. تو یہ جب تک یہ چینج کو ایکسیپٹ نہیں کرنا پڑا تب تک یہ رزلٹ آئے ہی نہیں ہے. اور انشاءاللہ یہ ایک بڑی اچھی چیز, ہمیں خود بھی پتہ چلا کہ آن لائن جا کے یہ کام کر سکتے ہیں. ایسا طریقے سے ہوتے ہیں جیسا فاروقی صاحب نے بتایا, عمران رسول صاحب نے بتایا کہ یہ طریقے سے ہو رہے, اور ہم نے بھی کام کیا. تھینک یو ویری مچ.
تھینک یو سو مچ, جزاک اللہ. 2 باتیں بڑی اہم ہے کہوں گا اس میں, ایک علم کی روشنی آج تک ہم پڑھتے تھے, اور ایک وابڈا کی روشنی, السکو کی روشنی. تو دونوں باتوں سے آج میں فیضیاب ہوا. عمران صاحب کچھ کامنٹ کرنا چاہ رہے ہیں سر, پلیز کین آئی ہیو یور کامنٹ پلیز.
تھینک یو سو مچ. دیکھیں کوک اینڈ لیسکو اینڈ آئسکو اور یہ سب یہ دیو ڈن ونڈرفل ریزلٹ.
ایکسلنٹ.
The hardest hit area sector was universities and colleges and schools.
ایجوکیشن سیکٹر, یس.
Closure جو تھا 2 years تک یہ ادارے بند رہے, آپ گواہ ہیں اس بات
That's
کے.
true.
تو ہمارا کنسرن یہ تھا کہ پاکستان کی تعلیم تو بند ہو گئی ہے, تو معیار تعلیم جو تھا وہ گرنا شروع ہو گیا, اینڈ اسکول چلڈرن were not going to the schools. 2 سال تک وہ بچے تو اسکول گئے ہی نہیں ہیں.
بالکل ایسا ہی ہے.
تو اب ہم گورنمنٹ سے یہ کہہ رہے ہیں کہ خدا کا واسطہ آپ کھولیں ان اداروں کو, بڑی مشکل سے کھولے ہیں, اب اسموک کی وجہ سے پھر سے وہ بند ہو گئے ہیں. تو جب ادارے کھلتے نہیں ہیں تو پیرنٹس فیس بھی نہیں دیتے, ایز یو نو. تو کوک جو ہے وہ کیش ایک پروڈکٹ ہے, لائک وائز نیسلے بھی. تو پھر ہمیں انسٹالمنٹس پہ جانا پڑا, اور وابڈا بھی جو ہے اتنی زیادہ میرا نہیں خیال انسٹالمنٹ وہ لیتا. تو جو ہارڈسٹ ون آف دی ایریاز جو ہارڈسٹ ہٹ تھا وہ یونیورسٹیز تھی ہماری. اب پبلک سیکٹر یونیورسٹیز, پیپل ہیڈ نو کنیکٹیوٹی. اسٹوڈنٹس ہو کم فرام پور فیملیز, دے ہیڈ نو موبائلس اینڈ لیپ ٹاپس, دیر واز نو انٹرنیٹ فیسلٹی دیئر. تو ایجوکیشن سیکٹر جو تھا وہ بہت زیادہ بری طرح وہ ہٹ ہوا ہے. اب ہم نے شکر کیا اٹ ہیز اوپن اپ تاکہ ہم اس کو کیچ اپ کریں. ہم نے تو آن لائن کر لیا, لیکن پبلک سیکٹر کے جو اسکولز ہیں وہاں پہ آن لائن فیسلٹی ہے ہی نہیں ہے, ٹو بی ویری آنیسٹ. اب گاؤں میں, بلوچستان میں, بارڈر ایریا پہ تو انٹرنیٹ چلتا ہی نہیں ہے آپ کا, یو نو. تو وہ ایک یہ ایلیمنٹ تھا جو میں شامل کرنا چاہتا تھا اپنی بحث میں. سو دا ہارڈسٹ چیلنج جو لیا تھا وہ یونیورسٹیز نے بہت زیادہ چیلنج لیا تھا ٹو گو آن ٹو آن لائن. سو آن لائن واز اے بلیسنگ, جس طرح سب نے اس کو اڈاپٹ کیا ہے. تو یہ اب آن لائن فیسلٹی اپرچونیٹی کو ہمیں اٹین بھی کرنا پڑے گا اور سسٹین بھی کرنا پڑے گا.
تھینک یو ڈاکٹر صاحب.
میں چھوٹی سی 2 باتیں ایڈ کرنا چاہوں گا. دیکھیے, پہلی بات تو یہ ہے کہ یہ جو چینج آیا ہے اس نے نا نئے بزنسز کو بھی تو گرو کر دیا. دیکھیے, اس سے پہلے ہمیں امیزون اور علی بابا تھا, لیکن اس کے آنے سے اب آپ کے پاس گروسرز ہے, آپ اپنے گھر میں بیٹھ کے جو چیز منگا لیں. ایئر لفٹ ہے, دراز ہے, یہ سارے اسی کے نئے بزنس. سو وی گیٹ نیو بزنس اپرچونیٹی.
ویری ٹرو.
بزنس ایگزیکٹو ہونے کے ساتھ میں مختلف یونیورسٹیز کے اندر اور اداروں کے اندر آن لائن کلاسز پڑھاتا بھی ہوں, اور بہت سینئر لیول کے لوگوں کے ساتھ میرا انٹریکشن کلاسز میں ہوتا ہے پڑھانا. میں نے تو ایک اور چیز کو بھی آبزرو کیا, ٹھیک ہے کہ اسکول لیول پر اس کے کوئی پرابلم ہیں, لیکن پروفیشنل لیول پر ایسے بہت سے اسٹوڈنٹس تھے جنہیں لاہور کلاس پڑھنے آنا مشکل ہوتا تھا. میں آن لائن اپنے گھر سے پڑھاتا ہوں, وہ اپنے گھر سے پڑھ رہے ہوتے ہیں کلاس. اور نمبر آف اسٹوڈنٹس, بعض اوقات ایک کورس آفر کرتے ہوئے پرابلم ہوتی تھی کہ نمبر آف اسٹوڈنٹس پورے نہیں ہو رہے, اب وہ نمبر آف اسٹوڈنٹس بڑے آرام سے پورے ہو رہے ہیں. یونیورسٹیز یہ کہتی رہی کہ ہمیں کیمپس کھولنے کی پرابلم ہے. ابھی ڈاکٹر صاحب کی بات بھی ہوئی تھی کہ جی گجرات کیمپس کے سب کیمپس کھولنے میں بہت بڑا ایشو بن گیا تھا. تو اب آپ کو کوئی سب کیمپس کھولنے کی ضرورت نہیں, آپ تو مین کیمپس میں ہی ہیں, لوگ یونیورسٹی لیول پہ گھر سے پڑھ رہے ہیں. سو دس از اے پازیٹیو چینج اینڈ نیو بزنسز ہیو ایمرجڈ آؤٹ آف اٹ. سو دیر آر ایشوز بٹ دیر آر پازیٹیو سائڈز آلسو.
Imran Sahab, as Farooqi Sahab has just mentioned, being part of industry, if he is seeing very positively, so is academia perceiving in the same way that maybe, because in generally we were thinking maybe the industry is feeling that maybe the quality of content that now we are delivering is a flow level. So now if the industry is saying that it is okay, it's perfectly fine, because they were also on the both side. He was teaching to the faculty members. So is that okay? How do you see it?
Yes, this online model is very workable. It is very easy. You can stay at home, and the teacher can also stay at home and start teaching. We need not to open up any new brick and mortar, new institutions. But the only thing in education is the quality and the transparency of assessments. The regulators still are not that confident when it comes to assessments.
Very right.
Quality is one area. पढ़ा तो आप अच्छा लेंगे, fantastic, not an issue. It's an art. Online पढ़ाना एक art है.
art है, बिल्कुल जी.
Classroom का experience is different. Online is very challenging. You are exposed. You go public. आपकी एक word जो है वो net पे पड़ा हुआ है. You are accountable, and you are, लोग आपको भी तो evaluate करते हैं ना, teachers को जो है. So teachers got exposed, and good teachers were perfect. Teachers who need improvement, then they improve themselves. So my point to your question is that yes, it is a very good change. Online, you can stay in Lahore and get an online degree from any Ivy League university से आप पढ़ लें. तो अब ये trend create हो गया है, और अब हमारे इदारे खुल गए हैं. हमें हायर एजुकेशन कमीशन ने कहा आप हाइब्रिड मॉडल कर लें, 50% को ऑन कैंपस पढ़ा लें और 50 को ऑनलाइन. द आइडिया वाज टू कि वो कोरोना को कंट्रोल करना था.
राइट.
तो अभी हमें 100% ऑनलाइन की इजाज़त नहीं है, और वी कांट गो 100% ऑनलाइन. अब ये स्मॉग की वजह से फिर उन्होंने स्टैगर कर दिया है, 4 दिन बंद, 3 दिन बंद रखो और 4 दिन खोलो. बट द बॉटम लाइन जो आप सवाल पूछ रहे हैं, ऑनलाइन और ये जो कोरोना से अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ भी, इसका बहुत फ़ायदा है, सबको फ़ायदा है.
थैंक यू साहब, थैंक यू सो मच. हम डिस्कशन को आगे की तरफ लेकर चलते हैं. थोड़ा कंक्लूजन की तरफ लेके जाने से पहले जस्ट लाइक टू आस्क हाशमी साहब, डॉक्टर साहब, हाउ डू यू सी द न्यू नॉर्मल, स्पेशली विद रिस्पेक्ट टू FMCG सेगमेंट अगर हम बात करते हैं, तो हाउ डू यू सी द न्यू नॉर्मल? इज़ इट वेरी पॉजिटिव, वेरी इंकरेजिंग? हाउ डू यू सी इट for the businesses?
Yeah, thank you, Ji. So I think the new norm is actually really working for the FMCGs. Like if I speak about my company, we have not laid off even a single worker during this pandemic. So our like my worthy friend was telling, the people was the first thing for which we were concerned for their safety. So like our offices were closed, and still our offices are closed. So still since 20th of March 2020, our offices are not working properly. We are maintaining the strength as per the government instructions, but on the plant side, we are providing every safety and security to our associates, because they are the people who are actually producing this really good quality product. But like this new norm is now the part of the for the FMCG industry and the rest of the industries as well. And I think it is working well, because previously you were actually looking for a big space. So before 2020, we were having a new office, like 4 stories, beautiful office. And now we feel that maybe this office is not
it's not needed actually.
Yeah, because everything is working very well now. So I was just doing a chit chat with Ma'am Farzana, that like everyone, like in the multinational companies, we used to fly every month, and now since last 2 years we have not gone to any place. So now everything is Microsoft Teams.
True.
A lot of gadgets are available, and the connectivity is really very good now. So I think this will be working, and this will be definitely supporting the overall profitability of the companies as well. So I think the message is, if companies are maintaining their strength, they are not laying off the people. I think this pandemic has really supported to the companies.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And I just want to give one message to
Please.
the students of Spirit University. On this stage, other than Imran Masoosa, we all are the students of PIQC and Spirit University. So you should feel actually proud that the students of the Spirit University are attaining jobs in the multinational companies and I think in the top ranked companies in the world. So we are the people, we are the ex-students of PIQC and Spirit University. We are running the show and we are embracing this change.
Proud moment जी, इसके ऊपर clap होना चाहिए ज़रूर. Thank you so much, sir. We are proud of being each and every one of you here as being our alumni, except Imran Saab. Imran Saab is also our integral part. So he's not alumni, but he is our integral part of the group. He is very much owned by the chairman Saab, very much owned by Rector Saiba, and being owned by Superior University. So he is also among us. Ji sir, just let me take it forward quickly. Industry key expectations from the academia in terms of innovation and creativity. One liner, because there are a lot of academicians here, there are a lot of students here. So any kind of advice or expectations that you would like to set, especially Nawaz Saab, aapse main start karta hu. One liner, two liner quickly on it.
Thank you,
Sir,
Doctor.
please.
In fact, there is strong need, frankly, about this partnership. So academia can really play the key role here. I think we should move a step forward and really have some discussion, and we should run the project jointly. I think that would be a next step. I mean, all the time we from couple of years we discuss. We have some apprenticeship program, we have some management trainees where from different university they go to the industry. But I think the missing part what I have seen, because I am from the industry side, so the one of the weak areas, like we really don't run some project jointly, like what is the industry need. And even I think there is also a lot of hesitation from the industry side. They are not also very much open and welcoming or sharing their demands, like what really we need at my industry side. And then academia, they have already, I mean, some sort of research houses, they have a lot of knowledge. So those young students, in fact, they can play a very vital role for the innovation, renovation, going into the industry and run some common projects, and then they can build a lot of knowledge for both partners. I think that is one of the biggest opportunity where we should think through, and we should start initiative, and maybe Superior could be an example to start this journey, and then slowly other will also adopt that one.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And
Thank
last
you.
point I should
Yeah,
also
please.
mention, that is also my privilege, because I'm also student of Superior and Kamran Sahab. So I'm student of Kamran Sahab. That's also player for me to represent here, and also working in big multinational.
Sir, it is an honor for us as well.
Thank you.
Kharal Saab, being into public sector, आप क्या कहेंगे कि students को या academia को क्या ऐसा करना चाहिए, जिस तरह नवाज साहब ने मेंशन किया इंडस्ट्री बेस्ड प्रोजेक्ट्स, कोलैबोरेटिव जॉइंट प्रोजेक्ट्स. सो आप, क्योंकि सरकार इतना लेवरेज नहीं देती, तो उस सूरत में क्या अपॉर्चुनिटी हो सकती है?
मैं इस पर ये कहूँगा कि आज मुझे मौका मिला, दोबारा से कहूँगा कि इमरान रसूल साहब बैठे हैं यहाँ पे, सारी यूनिवर्सिटीज़ की बातें हुई हैं, बड़ी बड़ी अच्छी बातें. लेस्को के अंदर मैं उसकी फिर एग्जांपल दूंगा कि लेस्को के अंदर अभी हमने रीसेंट कोई साल पहले कोई 80-90 इंजीनियर्स रिक्रूट किए, इंजीनियर्स, बीएससी इंजीनियर्स. अब जो इंजीनियर्स बनना है उसका मेरिट का क्राइटेरिया आपको पता है वो किस तरह इंजीनियर बनता है, और उससे बड़ा कि वो पूरे पाकिस्तान को compete करके जो रिक्रूटमेंट का प्रोसेस है उसके अंदर आके वो 17 ग्रेड में लेस्को का ऑफिसर बन जाता है. अब प्रॉब्लम क्या आ रहा है कि वो जिसका इंटेलिजेंट लेवल बहुत हाई है, जिसका कंसेप्ट बहुत अच्छा है, वो स्टडीज़ में आउटस्टैंडिंग है, वो बेहतरीन यूनिवर्सिटी से पढ़ के आया, وہ آ کے اپنے ڈپارٹمنٹ کے اندر وہ اتنا اچھا پرفارم کیوں نہیں کرتا. میں اس پہ یہ ریکویسٹ کروں گا, میری ریکویسٹ ہے کہ 60, اور اگر کسی بچے نے باہر کسی یونیورسٹی میں لینا ہے ایڈمیشن تو وہ کہتے ہیں کہ جی 40% ہم آپ کا اکیڈمیا لیں گے اور 60% آپ کی کو کریکولر ایکٹیویٹیز لیں گے. میں نے ڈگری لے لی, مجھے بات نہیں کرنی آتی, میں کسی پبلک گیدرنگ میں بات نہیں کر سکتا, اپنی بات کسی کو کنوے نہیں کر سکتا, کسی کو موٹیویٹ نہیں کر سکتا, تو میری ایجوکیشن میری اپنی جگہ وہ سٹینڈ کرتی ہے, لیکن میں تو سرو کرنا ہے نا, میں نے سروس دینی ہے. اگر میں وہ نہیں کر پا رہا تو میری مینجمنٹ سے ریکویسٹ ہوگی کہ یہ جو 40-60 جو پرسنٹیج ہے کرو کریکولر ایکٹیویٹی, وہ ڈبیٹ ہے, سپورٹس ہے, اس نے کوئی سوشل ورک کیا ہے, اس نے کوئی کام کیا ہے اس نے ہیومینٹی کے لیے. ایک عام بچہ جو میری طرح کا ٹاٹیرین ہے وہ گورنمنٹ کو کیوں پسند کرتا ہے, وہ انٹرپرینور کیوں نہیں بنتا؟ اس کی وجہ کیا ہے کہ اس کی بلڈنگ کے اندر اس کے اندر وہ حوصلہ ہی نہیں پیدا ہوتا, یا وہ حوصلہ ہی نہیں پیدا کیا جاتا, اس کو وہ سسٹم ہی نہیں ملتا جس کے اندر وہ اتنا بریو ہو کہ بھائی یہ آپ یہ جو نئے نئے بزنس کی بات کریں, یہ دیکھیں یہ ینگ چیپ لڑکے ہیں جو انہوں نے کام کیے ہوئے ہیں, یہ پڑھ کے گئے ہیں اور ان کے اندر یہ حوصلہ ہوا ہے, یہ دلیر ہوئے ہیں, ان کی گرومنگ اس طرح کی ہوئی ہے. تو میری سب سے ریکویسٹ ہے کہ اکیڈمیا اپنی جگہ پہ اس کا کوئی نمل بدل نہیں ہے, لیکن ساتھ ساتھ یہ چیزیں بھی اگر ساتھ چلتی رہیں گی, مطلب مثال کے طور پر انڈسٹریز کے اندر ان کو بھیجیں جو قریب ہے, ان کو سال کے اندر کوئی سیمیسٹر, کوئی 15 دن, کوئی 10 دن, مختلف ٹاپکس پہ ان سے بات کریں, جیسے آپ لوگوں نے یہ کیا ہوا ہے کہ بولنے کا موقع ملتا ہے, شیئرنگ ہوتی ہے. تو یہ بہت زبردست طریقے سے اس کی جو اندر کا خوف ہے اس خوف سے بھی نکل سکتا ہے. تھینک یو.
بہت شکریہ کھرل صاحب. فاروقی صاحب آپ سے میں لاسٹ کامنٹ لینا چاہوں گا اسی کے اوپر اسپیسیفکلی. what do you suggest to academia specifically innovation اور creativity کے context میں, transformation کے context میں, change کے context میں؟
I think I am very fortunate that I have the taste of both sides. I am in industry for last 35 years
MashaAllah.
and I am in academia for last 20 years. Kamran Musa Saab is my first teacher and Dr. Rashid Kausa Saab was my second teacher in UMT. So these are the two people from whom I have learned, and these are the two people who have brought me into teaching side as well. My humble observation on both sides, they are living on a very far distant places from one another. Industry has no interest in academia. They say they are just theorists. And academia has no practical experience about industry. I have seen certain business subject teachers who have never spent a day in any business organization.
Very right.
And they are teaching business subject. I think industry should make it compulsory that at a certain level nobody should be promoted unless he rejoins a course, a formal course, studies there and comes back.
Excellent.
Then he will remain in touch with the current. I did my Masters of Business in 86. After 10-15 years, I realized people are talking in business, people are talking the terms and concepts, I have no idea what they are talking. Knowledge gets obsolete.
Exactly.
So we have to, then I did my second MBA, then I did my Masters in Science. So after every 10 years, if you go to academia back, you remain current, you remain valid.
You remain fresh.
And on the other hand, nobody should be appointed as business teacher or subject specialist area unless he has some practical experience about the industry. So the professors should be compelled to at least go and have some research project in business side, solve their problem, face their problem, come up with a solution. That would be a better way of merging the two distant people living in isolated world at this moment.
a wonderful suggestion. Thank you so much. Imran Masood साहब कुछ कहना चाहते हैं इसके ऊपर?
जी, my last comment is that एक तो ये आपका पैनल बड़ा ज़बरदस्त है, खरल साहब ने बड़ी ज़बरदस्त बातें की हैं, बाकी दोस्तों ने भी wonderful talk. My comment is that there's a disconnect between academia and industry. इसको strengthen हमें करना चाहिए और यूनिवर्सिटीज़ जो हैं वो जो प्रोडक्ट तैयार कर रही हैं बच्चे का, that should be based on the need assessment of the industry. और ये बिल्कुल सही बात की है कि कोई एक्सपीरियंस नहीं होता किसी इंडस्ट्री में काम करने का. अब जो एजुकेशन पॉलिसी अब नई आ रही है उसमें ये चीज़ें शामिल की गई हैं. इंटर्नशिप इज़ अ मस्ट नाउ. सोशल वर्क जो आपने बात की है वो मस्ट है. स्पोर्ट्स जिससे आपको पर्सनैलिटी आपकी बिल्डिंग होती है, स्टेज पे ला के बच्चे को परफॉर्म करवाना, उसके अंदर हम हौसला पैदा करते हैं, ये अब सारा कुछ आ रहा है. तो मैं स्ट्रांगली बिलीव करता हूँ कि ये मेजर डिस्कनेक्ट, अब इस पे यूनिवर्सिटियाँ काम कर रही हैं. आप किसी भी सेमिनार में चले जाएं, इंडस्ट्री एकेडेमिया लिंकेजेस की बात होती है, यू नो, तो अब उस तरफ हम चल पड़े. इंशाल्लाह ताला इन लोगों की सजेशन और एक्सपीरियंस से जो आपके यहाँ हैं मौजूद है, उससे नई राहें जो हैं वो खुलेंगी और दोनों साइड्स जो लर्न करेंगे एक दूसरे के साथ, तो ये डिस्कनेक्ट को ख़त्म होना चाहिए.
बहुत शुक्रिया इमरान साहब. मैं आप सबका इस खूबसूरत बुके ऑफ स्पेशलिस्ट का ज़ाती तौर पे मशकूर हूँ ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ सुपीरियर यूनिवर्सिटी, ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ ICMR कॉन्फ्रेंस. मुझे ये बड़ा फ़ख्र महसूस हो रहा है कि इंक्लूडिंग माई सेल्फ आर द alumni ऑफ दिस प्रेस्टिजियस सुपीरियर यूनिवर्सिटी. और आज आपका जो फीडबैक था, आपके जो कमेंट्स थे, आपकी प्रेजेंस थी, उसने आज इस ICMR को 4 चांद लगा दिए. थैंक यू सो मच. जज़ाकल्लाह खैर. ट्रूली हम्बल्ड. बहुत शुक्रिया.